Question 1. Claims handling process. Which of the following steps is essential in the claims handling process to ensure the adjuster has a comprehensive understanding of the claim? A. Accept the claim based solely on the initial report provided by the claimant. B. Conduct a thorough investigation and gather all necessary documentation before making a decision. C. Rely on previous claims handling experience without reviewing the current claim details. D. Immediately settle the claim if the claimant seems distressed. Answer. B. Conduct a thorough investigation and gather all necessary documentation before making a decision. Explanation. In the claims handling process, it is crucial for adjusters to conduct a thorough investigation to gather all relevant facts and documentation related to the claim. This includes reviewing the claim report, inspecting the damage, collecting statements from involved parties, and obtaining any necessary documentation such as photographs or repair estimates. According to Rhode Island insurance regulations, adjusters must act in good faith and with a reasonable standard of care, which requires them to be diligent in their investigations. Failing to do so could result in incomplete assessments, leading to improper settlements and potential legal issues. Options A, C, and D reflect inadequate practices that could violate ethical standards and result in negative consequences for both the insurer and the adjuster. Question 2. Adjuster ethics and professional conduct. An adjuster discovers that a colleague has been manipulating claim estimates to favor the insurance company. What is the most appropriate course of action for the adjuster? A. Ignore the situation as it does not directly involve them. B. Confront the colleague and demand they change the estimates back to accurate figures. C. Report the colleague's actions to a supervisor or the appropriate regulatory body. D. Discuss the situation with other colleagues to gauge their opinions before taking action. Answer. C. Report the colleague's actions to a supervisor or the appropriate regulatory body. Explanation. Under the ethical guidelines governing insurance adjusters in Rhode Island, it is essential for adjusters to uphold integrity and professionalism. When an adjuster discovers unethical behavior, such as manipulating claim estimates, they have a legal and ethical obligation to report it to a supervisor or the relevant regulatory authority. Ignoring the situation, option A, or discussing it with colleagues, option D, does not address the unethical conduct and may perpetuate a culture of dishonesty. Confronting the colleague directly, option B, may escalate the situation without resolving the issue effectively. Reporting such misconduct helps maintain the integrity of the claims process and protects the interests of all parties involved. Question 3. Scenario-based question on claims adjustment techniques. Scenario. Sarah is a public adjuster assigned to assess the damage for a commercial property following a severe storm. Upon inspection, she notices that the roof has significant damage and there is water intrusion into the building. However, the business owner is claiming damages beyond what she observes, including damage to equipment that was not visibly affected. What should Sarah do next? A. Immediately recommend a full payout based on the owner's claims without further investigation. B. Document the visible damage and advise the owner to seek professional assessments for the equipment. C. Dismiss the owner's claims as exaggerated and only focus on the visible damage. D. Contact the equipment manufacturer to verify any potential damage claims made by the owner. Answer. B. Document the visible damage and advise the owner to seek professional assessments for the equipment. Explanation. In this scenario, Sarah, as a public adjuster, must adhere to the principles of thorough documentation and due diligence in claims adjustment. Option B is the correct approach as it ensures she accurately records the observed damages while also guiding the business owner on the next steps regarding the unverified claims related to equipment damage. It is vital to communicate with the claimant about the need for professional assessments for items that cannot be confirmed through visual inspection, as this maintains transparency and supports fair claims processing. Option is incorrect because it would be irresponsible to recommend a full payout without proper substantiation of the claims. Option C undermines the professionalism expected of an adjuster by dismissing the business owner's concerns without proper investigation. Option D, while seemingly prudent, diverts from her primary responsibility to assess the damage directly related to the claim she is handling. Question 4. Rhode Island insurance laws and regulations. Which of the following is a requirement for an adjuster under Rhode Island law when handling a claim? A. Adjusters must provide the claimant with their personal contact information. B. Adjusters are required to disclose all fees associated with their services to the insurer only. C. Adjusters must adhere to a code of ethics and conduct to protect the interests of all parties. D. Adjusters can settle claims without any documented evidence of damages. Answer. C. Adjusters must adhere to a code of ethics and conduct to protect the interests of all parties. Explanation. In Rhode Island, adjusters are mandated by law to adhere to ethical standards and conduct to ensure fair treatment of all parties involved in a claim. This includes following established codes of ethics that emphasize honesty, transparency, and professionalism. Option is incorrect because while communication is essential, personal contact information is not a requirement under the law. Option B is misleading as fees must be disclosed to both the insurer and the claimant to avoid conflicts of interest and maintain transparency. Option D is incorrect. Adjusters cannot settle claims without appropriate documentation of damages, as this would violate the standard of care expected in the claims handling process. Question 5. Types of adjusters. What is the primary distinction between a public adjuster and a company adjuster? A. Public adjusters work solely for the insurance company, while company adjusters represent the policyholder. B. Public adjusters are hired by policyholders to negotiate claims, while company adjusters represent the insurance company. C. Public adjusters only handle claims related to personal property, whereas company adjusters manage commercial claims. D. Public adjusters can only operate in Rhode Island, while company adjusters can work nationally. Answer. B. Public adjusters are hired by policyholders to negotiate claims, while company adjusters represent the insurance company. Explanation. The primary distinction between public adjusters and company adjusters lies in whom they represent. Public adjusters are retained by policyholders to advocate for their interests during the claims process, ensuring that they receive fair compensation. In contrast, company adjusters are employed by insurance companies and act on their behalf to evaluate and settle claims. Option is incorrect as it misstates the roles of company adjusters do not represent policyholders. Option C is misleading because both types of adjusters can handle various types of claims, and option D is inaccurate as it suggests geographical restrictions that do not exist for adjusters. Question 6. Claims adjustment techniques. When assessing damages, which of the following methods should an adjuster use to estimate the cost of repairs accurately? A. Rely solely on the contractor's verbal estimates without any written documentation. B. Utilize a combination of industry standard software, contractor estimates, and personal inspection findings. C. Base the estimate on the last claim processed for a similar incident regardless of current market conditions. D. Estimate costs using outdated pricing guides that do not reflect current material and labor costs. Answer. B. Utilize a combination of industry standard software, contractor estimates, and personal inspection findings. Explanation. To provide an accurate assessment of damages, adjusters should employ a comprehensive approach that includes the use of industry standard software, obtaining written estimates from contractors, and conducting personal inspections. This multifaceted method ensures that the estimate reflects current market conditions and specific damage details. Option is inadequate as relying on verbal estimates without documentation could lead to disputes and inaccuracies. Option C is inappropriate as using past claims without considering current conditions may not yield accurate results. Option D is also incorrect because using outdated pricing guides undermines the accuracy of cost estimations and could lead to improper settlements. Question 7. Fraud detection and prevention. Which of the following is a red flag indicating potential insurance fraud during the claims investigation process? A. The claimant provides inconsistent statements about the incident. B. The damage is significantly less than the claimed amount. C. The claimant has a history of filing multiple claims with different insurers. D. All of the above. Answer. D. All of the above. Explanation. All listed options represent valid red flags that could indicate potential insurance fraud. Inconsistent statements. Option A can suggest that the claimant may be fabricating details about the claim. If the reported damage is significantly less than what is claimed. Option B. This could point to exaggeration or deception. Additionally, a claimant with a history of filing multiple claims with different insurers. Option C may be indicative of a pattern of fraudulent behavior. Recognizing these signs is crucial for adjusters to ensure they conduct thorough investigations and protect the integrity of the claims process. Question 8. Workers' compensation claims. What is the primary responsibility of an adjuster when managing a workers' compensation claim? A. To determine the employee's guilt in the incident leading to the claim. B. To ensure that the employee receives prompt medical attention and benefits. C. To negotiate a settlement with the employee's attorney as quickly as possible. D. To document only the employer's perspective regarding the claim. Answer. B. To ensure that the employee receives prompt medical attention and benefits. Explanation. The primary responsibility of an adjuster in a workers' compensation claim is to ensure that the injured employee receives timely medical treatment and benefits as prescribed under the law. This includes facilitating access to medical care, managing claims for wage loss, and ensuring compliance with Rhode Island's workers' compensation regulations. Option is incorrect because the adjuster's role is not to assign guilt, but rather to process claims objectively. Option C is inappropriate as rushing to negotiate settlements can compromise the employee's rights and benefits. Option D is also incorrect. Adjusters must maintain objectivity and document all relevant facts, not just the employer's side. Question 9. Claims handling process. During a claims investigation, the adjuster notices discrepancies between the insured's statement and the evidence collected. What should the adjuster do next? A. Dismiss the claim based on the discrepancies. B. Gather additional information and clarify the inconsistencies with the insured. C. Report the discrepancies to law enforcement immediately. D. Make assumptions about the insured's intentions and proceed with the claim settlement. Answer. B. Gather additional information and clarify the inconsistencies with the insured. Explanation. When discrepancies arise during a claims investigation, the appropriate course of action for the adjuster is to gather additional information and seek clarification from the insured regarding the inconsistencies. Option B. This approach promotes transparency and helps ensure a fair claims process. Dismissing the claim outright, option A, would be premature and could lead to unjust outcomes. Reporting discrepancies to law enforcement, option C, may not be warranted unless fraud is suspected, and making assumptions about the insured's intentions, option D, undermines the adjuster's objectivity and could lead to biased decision-making. Question 10. Adjuster ethics and professional conduct. An adjuster receives a gift from a claimant after settling their claim. What is the best course of action for the adjuster? A. Accept the gift and thank the claimant as a gesture of goodwill. B. Politely decline the gift and inform the claimant of the ethical guidelines regarding such actions. C. Report the gift to the adjuster's supervisor and keep it for personal use. D. Accept the gift and later disclose it during a review meeting with colleagues. Answer. B. Politely decline the gift and inform the claimant of the ethical guidelines regarding such actions. Explanation. Adjusters must adhere to ethical standards that prohibit the acceptance of gifts or favors from claimants, as this can create a conflict of interest and undermine the integrity of the claims process. The best course of action, option B, is to politely decline the gift and explain the ethical guidelines that govern such situations. Accepting the gift, option A, can be seen as a breach of conduct and may jeopardize the adjuster's professional standing. Reporting the gift to a supervisor, option C, is unnecessary if the adjuster declines it. Accepting the gift and disclosing it later, option D, still violates ethical standards, as the initial acceptance itself is inappropriate. Question 11. Claims handling process. During a claims investigation, the adjuster discovers that the insured has failed to report prior damages to the property. What should the adjuster do next? A. Immediately deny the claim based on the failure to report prior damages. B. Investigate the extent of the prior damages and determine how they relate to the current claim. C. Notify the insured that they have committed fraud and terminate the investigation. D. Document the prior damages but continue processing the claim without further action. Answer. B. Investigate the extent of the prior damages and determine how they relate to the current claim. Explanation. The adjuster's responsibility is to assess the relationship between the prior damages and the current claim. Option B is the best course of action, as it allows the adjuster to gather facts and determine if the prior damages impact the current claim. Denying the claim outright, option A, without further investigation could be unjust if the prior damages are unrelated to the current incident. Notifying the insured of potential fraud, option C, is premature without evidence to support such a claim. Documenting the prior damages, option D, without further action could lead to issues in the claims process and potential liability for the insurer. Question 12. Fraud detection and prevention. What is the primary purpose of conducting a thorough investigation when fraud is suspected in a claim? A. To quickly resolve the claim and move on to the next one. B. To protect the insurance company's financial interests and ensure fair treatment for all claimants. C. To gather evidence for potential criminal prosecution. D. To allow the adjuster to build a reputation for being diligent and thorough. Answer. B. To protect the insurance company's financial interests and ensure fair treatment for all claimants. Explanation. The primary purpose of conducting a thorough investigation in suspected fraud cases is to protect the insurer's financial interests while ensuring that all claimants receive fair treatment. Option B. This involves gathering all necessary evidence to substantiate the legitimacy of the claim, thereby preventing fraudulent claims from being paid out. Quick resolution, option A, is not a priority in cases of suspected fraud, as diligence is essential. Gathering evidence solely for prosecution, option C, is not the adjuster's role, as this typically falls to law enforcement. While diligence can enhance an adjuster's reputation, option D, the main focus should always be on fairness and integrity in the claims process. Question 13. Legal concepts relevant to insurance. Which principle underpins the concept of indemnity in insurance contracts? A. The insured should profit from their loss. B. The insured should be restored to the financial position they were in before the loss occurred. C. The insurance company is obligated to provide unlimited compensation for losses. D. The insured must pay a premium that exceeds their potential claim amount. Answer: B. The insured should be restored to the financial position they were in before the loss occurred. Explanation: the principle of indemnity is foundational to insurance contracts, asserting that an insured party should be restored to their pre-loss financial position without profiting from the loss. Option B. This principle ensures that insurance acts as a safety net rather than a means of financial gain. Option A is incorrect, as profit from loss contradicts the purpose of indemnity. Option C misrepresents the insurance company's obligations. Indemnity does not equate to unlimited compensation. Option D is misleading, as the premium is calculated based on risk and potential claims but should not exceed the potential indemnity. Question 14. Types of adjusters. Which statement accurately describes the role of a catastrophic adjuster? A. They handle everyday claims that require standard adjustments and negotiations. B. They specialize in claims arising from significant events, such as natural disasters. C. They are only employed by insurance companies and do not work with policyholders directly. D. They focus exclusively on liability claims and do not handle property damage. Answer: B. They specialize in claims arising from significant events, such as natural disasters. Explanation: catastrophic adjusters are specifically trained to manage claims resulting from major disasters such as hurricanes, floods, or fires. Option B. Their expertise is crucial during high-volume claims periods that follow catastrophic events. Option is inaccurate, as catastrophic adjusters deal with exceptional claims rather than routine ones. Option C is misleading, and while many catastrophic adjusters are employed by insurance companies, some may operate independently to assist policyholders during disasters. Option D is incorrect, because catastrophic adjusters can handle both liability and property damage claims arising from significant events. Question 15. Workers' compensation claims. An employee has sustained an injury while performing their job duties but was under the influence of alcohol at the time of the accident. How does this situation affect the workers' compensation claim? A. The claim will be automatically denied because of the employee's alcohol use. B. The employee may still be entitled to benefits if the injury was not caused by the alcohol. C. The employer can refuse to pay any claims related to the accident due to negligence. D. The adjuster must immediately report the incident to law enforcement. Answer: B. The employee may still be entitled to benefits if the injury was not caused by the alcohol. Explanation: while the presence of alcohol can complicate a workers' compensation claim, it does not automatically result in denial. Option A. If it can be shown that the injury was unrelated to the alcohol, the employee may still receive benefits. Option B. The employer does have the right to challenge the claim based on negligence. Option C, but this does not guarantee a denial. Reporting the incident to law enforcement. Option D is unnecessary unless required by specific statutes or company policy. Each claim must be assessed individually, considering the totality of circumstances surrounding the injury. Question 16. Adjuster ethics and professional conduct. An adjuster discovers that a coworker is not properly documenting claims as required. What is the adjuster's ethical obligation in this situation? A. Ignore the situation as it does not directly involve them. B. Confront the coworker and demand they correct their actions. C. Report the behavior to a supervisor or compliance officer. D. Document the behavior but take no further action. Answer: C. Report the behavior to a supervisor or compliance officer. Explanation: ethical standards for adjusters require them to act in the best interests of all parties involved, which includes reporting unethical behavior or violations of company policy. Option C. Ignoring the situation. Option A is not acceptable, as it could lead to further issues within the claims process. Confronting the coworker. Option B may not be effective and could create tension. Simply documenting the behavior without reporting it. Option D does not fulfill the adjuster's ethical obligations and could lead to ongoing issues with claims handling. Question 17. Claims adjustment techniques. Which of the following best describes the purpose of using technology in the claims adjustment process? A. To replace human adjusters entirely in the claims process. B. To enhance efficiency and accuracy in the evaluation of claims. C. To create a standardized approach that removes the need for adjuster discretion. D. To increase the cost of processing claims by requiring expensive software tools. Answer: B. To enhance efficiency and accuracy in the evaluation of claims. Explanation: the primary purpose of utilizing technology in the claims adjustment process is to enhance efficiency and improve the accuracy of claims evaluations. Option B. Technology assists adjusters by providing tools for better data management, automated calculations, and effective communication. Option is incorrect, as technology does not aim to replace human adjusters but rather to support their work. While technology can standardize some processes, option C, it should not eliminate the necessary discretion that adjusters must exercise. Option D is misleading. While some tools may have costs, the overall goal is to improve cost effectiveness by streamlining processes. Question 18. Insurance fundamentals. In the context of property insurance, what is the primary purpose of a deductible? A. To encourage policyholders to file more claims. B. To reduce the overall premium cost for policyholders. C. To limit the insurer's liability by requiring the policyholder to bear a portion of the loss. D. To ensure that claims are processed faster and with less paperwork. Answer: C. To limit the insurer's liability by requiring the policyholder to bear a portion of the loss. Explanation: the primary purpose of a deductible in property insurance is to limit the insurer's liability by requiring the policyholder to absorb a portion of the loss before the insurance coverage kicks in. Option C. This mechanism helps control claim frequency and encourages policyholders to be more cautious, as they will have to cover initial costs. Option A is incorrect. Deductibles generally do not encourage filing claims. While deductibles can lead to low premiums, option B, their main function is related to loss absorption. Option D is not accurate, as deductibles do not inherently speed up claims processing. Question 19. Liability insurance adjustments. What must an adjuster determine when evaluating a liability claim? A. Whether the claimant is a repeat filer of claims. B. The degree of negligence exhibited by the involved parties. C. The exact amount of damages claimed without any investigation. D. If the claimant has a pre-existing medical condition unrelated to the claim. Answer: B. The degree of negligence exhibited by the involved parties. Explanation: in liability claims, it is crucial for adjusters to assess the degree of negligence exhibited by the parties involved. Option B. This determination directly influences liability and settlement amounts. Question 20. Policy interpretation. A policyholder has filed a claim under their homeowner's insurance for damage caused by a burst pipe. However, the policy includes an exclusion for water damage resulting from plumbing issues. How should the adjuster proceed with the claim? A. Deny the claim immediately, as it is excluded under the policy. B. Investigate the cause of the damage to determine if the burst pipe qualifies under the exclusion. C. Pay the claim without considering the exclusion to maintain customer satisfaction. D. Refer the claim to the underwriting department for further review. Answer: B. Investigate the cause of the damage to determine if the burst pipe qualifies under the exclusion. Explanation: the adjuster should investigate the circumstances surrounding the burst pipe to determine if it falls within the policy's exclusion for water damage caused by plumbing issues. Option B. It is important to fully assess the situation, as some water damage claims may still be covered if they fall outside the exclusion or have mitigating factors. Denying the claim immediately. Option A. Without investigation could result in an unjust decision. Paying the claim without regard to the exclusion. Option C would be a breach of the insurer's policy terms. Referring the claim to underwriting. Option D may be appropriate if there are uncertainties about policy language, but is not the first step. Question 21. Ethical considerations. An adjuster receives a gift from a vendor who regularly provides services to the insurance company. What should the adjuster do? A. Accept the gift as it is, a token of appreciation. B. Refuse the gift and report the situation to a supervisor. C. Accept the gift but keep it confidential. D. Accept the gift but only if it has a low monetary value. Answer: B. Refuse the gift and report the situation to a supervisor. Explanation: Ethical guidelines for adjusters require them to avoid conflicts of interest and the appearance of impropriety. Accepting gifts from vendors or service providers could compromise the adjuster's objectivity and the perception of fairness. Option B. It is best practice to refuse such gifts and report the situation to a supervisor for further guidance. Accepting the gift, option A, or keeping it confidential, option C, may violate ethical standards. Accepting gifts with low monetary value, option D, is still problematic if it could influence the adjuster's professional decisions. Question 22. Claim settlement. Which of the following is the most important factor in determining the settlement amount for a property damage claim? A. The insured's deductible amount. B. The actual cash value or replacement cost of the damaged property. C. The number of similar claims filed in the area. D. The policyholder's previous claims history. Answer: B. The actual cash value or replacement cost of the damaged property. Explanation: the settlement amount for a property damage claim is primarily based on the actual cash value or replacement cost of the damaged property. Option B. This reflects the amount necessary to repair or replace the property with like kind of materials or items, factoring in depreciation for CV claims. The insured's deductible, option A, will reduce the payout but is not the key factor in determining the settlement. The number of similar claims in the area, option C, and the policyholder's claims history, option D, may influence claim management but do not directly affect the settlement amount. Question 23. Handling uninsured motorist claims. An insured is involved in an accident with an uninsured motorist. The insured's policy includes uninsured motorist coverage. How should the adjuster handle the claim? A. Deny the claim as the other driver does not have insurance. B. Determine if the damages are covered under the uninsured motorist policy and process the claim accordingly. C. Process the claim but advise the insured to pursue legal action against the uninsured driver. D. Pay the claim only after receiving confirmation from the other driver's insurance company. Answer: B. Determine if the damages are covered under the uninsured motorist policy and process the claim accordingly. Explanation: when an insured is involved in an accident with an uninsured motorist, the adjuster's responsibility is to evaluate the damages under the uninsured motorist coverage and proceed accordingly. Option B. The insured's coverage should be applied to repair or replace their property or address injuries, depending on the specifics of the policy. Denying the claim, option A, is incorrect as uninsured motorist coverage is intended for such situations. Legal action, option C, may be a separate course of action but does not replace the insurance process. Waiting for confirmation from the other driver's insurance, option D, is irrelevant because they are uninsured. Question 24. Adjuster authority. Which of the following best describes the authority of an insurance adjuster in settling claims? A. The adjuster has full discretion to approve any claim settlement amount. B. The adjuster must follow company guidelines but can make recommendations for settlement. C. The adjuster has no authority to make settlement decisions and must defer to the policyholder. D. The adjuster must always consult a third-party expert before making settlement decisions. Answer: B. The adjuster must follow company guidelines but can make recommendations for settlement. Explanation: insurance adjusters are typically granted authority to investigate claims and recommend settlements within company guidelines. They can make settlement recommendations based on the facts of the case, but their decisions may be subject to final approval from a supervisor or manager. Option B. Adjusters do not have complete discretion, option A, in settlements as their actions must align with company policies and industry regulations. Option C is incorrect as the adjuster has authority to make decisions within their designated role. Consulting a third-party expert, option D, is not always required, although it may be necessary in certain complex claims. Question 25. Subrogation process. In the context of insurance, what does the process of subrogation entail? A. The insurance company pays the insured's claim without attempting to recover the costs from the at-fault party. B. The insurer takes legal action against the third party responsible for the loss to recover paid claims. C. The insured person assumes responsibility for defending the claim in court. D. The insurer forgives the at-fault party's liability in exchange for a settlement. Answer: B. The insurer takes legal action against a third party responsible for the loss to recover paid claims. Explanation: subrogation is the process where the insurance company, after paying the claim to the insured, seeks reimbursement from the party responsible for the damage or loss. Option B. This allows the insurer to recover some or all of the costs paid out on the claim. Option is incorrect because subrogation specifically involves the insurer taking action to recover those costs. The insured does not assume responsibility for the legal process. Option C. Nor does the insurer forgive the responsible party's liability. Option D. Question 26. Personal injury protection (PIP) coverage. Which of the following is typically covered under personal injury protection (PIP) insurance? A. Property damage to the insured vehicle. B. Lost wages and medical expenses for the insured and passengers. C. Damage to another person's property in an accident. D. Legal fees associated with defending against a lawsuit. Answer: B. Lost wages and medical expenses for the insured and passengers. Explanation: personal injury protection (PIP) coverage is designed to cover medical expenses and lost wages for the insured and their passengers, regardless of who is at fault in the accident. Option B. It does not cover property damage. Option A. Or legal fees. Option D. PIP also does not cover damage to another person's property. Option C is that would fall under liability coverage. Question 27. Insurer's duty to defend in a liability claim. The insurer's duty to defend is generally triggered when the insured is determined to be at fault. B. The claim falls within the coverage provided by the policy. C. The damages exceed the policy limit. D. The insured agrees to pay a deductible. Answer: B. The claim falls within the coverage provided by the policy. Explanation: an insurer's duty to defend is based on whether the claim falls within the coverage limits and scope of the policy, not whether the insured is at fault. Option B. Even if the insured is potentially at fault, the insurer is obligated to defend the claim if the policy covers the alleged loss. The duty to defend is not triggered by the policy limits. Option C. Or the deductible. Option D. Question 20. Claims under multiple policies. An insured has two auto insurance policies, one with liability coverage and one with both liability and comprehensive coverage. The insured's vehicle is damaged in an accident. How should the adjuster handle the claim? A. Only the policy with liability coverage should be used to settle the claim. B. The adjuster should choose the policy with the lowest deductible for settlement. C. The adjuster should apply both policies to maximize coverage for the insured. D. The adjuster must consult with the insured to decide which policy to use. Answer: B. The adjuster should choose the policy with the lowest deductible for settlement. Explanation: in cases where the insured has multiple policies, the adjuster will typically apply the policy with the lowest deductible, ensuring that the insured receives the most financial benefit from their coverage. Option A is incorrect because liability coverage would not cover damage to the insured's own vehicle. Option C may be applicable in certain circumstances, but usually only one policy will cover the loss. Option D is not necessary, as the adjuster has the responsibility to apply the most appropriate policy based on the terms and conditions. Question 29. Handling claim disputes. An insured disputes the payout amount for a property damage claim, claiming that the offered amount does not reflect the true cost of repairs. What should the adjuster do? A. Immediately escalate the dispute to a supervisor for resolution. B. Review the details of the claim and offer a revised estimate if appropriate. C. Deny the dispute as the payout is based on the adjuster's assessment. D. Advise the insured to contact their contractor for an alternative estimate. Answer: B. Review the details of the claim and offer a revised estimate if appropriate. Explanation: when there is a dispute over the payout amount, the adjuster should review the claim details, including estimates for repairs, and offer a revised estimate if warranted. Option B. It is important to ensure that the payout is fair and reflects the true cost of repairs. Escalating the dispute. Option A may be necessary if the dispute cannot be resolved, but it is not the first step. Denying the dispute outright. Option C, without reviewing the facts, would be unprofessional, and advising the insured to contact their contractor. Option D may not address the underlying issues in the claim. Question 30. Claim filing deadlines. An insured submits a claim for water damage that occurred more than 12 months ago. The policy includes a provision that claims must be filed within 12 months of the event. How should the adjuster handle this situation? A. Approve the claim if the insured had a valid reason for the late submission. B. Deny the claim because it was filed past the policy's deadline. C. Ask the insured to amend the claim to meet the deadline requirements. D. File the claim under a different section of the policy that doesn't have a deadline. Answer: B. Deny the claim because it was filed past the policy's deadline. Explanation: insurance policies often have deadlines for filing claims, and in this case, the policy provision requires the claim to be submitted within 12 months of the event. The adjuster should deny the claim because it was filed past the deadline. Option B. The adjuster cannot approve the claim based on the insured's reason for the late submission, option A, unless there are extraordinary circumstances that override the policy terms. Options C and D are incorrect, as the claim must adhere to the policy's filing deadline for the appropriate coverage.